And it was wonderful, Nirja, to go through the effects of the various generations that we have, and each generation carrying on their positives, their negatives, and definitely I'm going to take it a little ahead. Nupur, can I share my screen? Hope I'm in the...
Yeah, Amrita, just 1 minute. I'm just...
Yes.
Yes, now you can do.
Great, thanks. So bridging the generational gap. Now, as we have all seen, that these are the different generations that are working together, and every generation has got some positives and some negatives. What usually happens, which was also told by the earlier speaker, is that we tend to either generalize, and whenever we generalize, we usually pay more attention to the negatives. Okay. And when the negatives are, always flared up, the essence, the positivity is somewhere gone down. As it is, we are also been saying, and the millennials have been blamed of not sticking to one job. But because the millennials, or any other generation for that matter, everybody waits and looks forward to learn and get the best things from a workplace. And if the best things they feel get depleted soon, then there's nothing more to offer, there's nothing more to learn, and that's where the hopping and skipping keeps playing on. So what we need to pay more attention to is, what is it that as a workplace we can give, and moreover the perspective, the perception of what is better. Now with this particular things, it's the same object. The middle cylindrical object is the same object, but what you see, either the square or the circle, it depends on which place you're standing in. One generation has a different perspective to offer, the other generation has a different perspective to offer. The truth, the reality, the fact remains the same, but it is just the position that changes our perception. And rather than, getting into conflict of whether you are right or whether I'm right, or, trying to prove each one of them, that I carry more knowledge or I carry more wisdom, it's better to just switch over the positions and see how does it look from the other end too. And this is a beauty that we need to carry from each of the generation which we are working. If we keep the workplace scenario that we are all bringing in the best amongst us, and with a collective effort, with a collective workforce, we are going to strive towards a common goal, towards the ethos of the company, then that will add value, rather than having the employees to compete against each other. Having the teamwork of putting in the best, giving into your best shot, that is something that the narrative that we need to change for in the workplace. Now in all of this, what happens is, we tend to forget how to communicate. And instead of communicating, we are trying to prove whether I'm right or whether the other person is right. And if we have to boil down and see, it's nowhere that who is right, but to see what is right, what fact is right, and putting forth the fact in the same factual way, in the same realistic way, without putting forth what I feel, what I think, or what comes out to be. So if we have this collective approach, then there would be a seizing of who is right rather than to what is right. And communication, I feel, is the key aspect in all the conflicts that we see at the workplace, in all the office politics that we see in the workplace. It's always that people get into this mind reading game. I know what he's thinking, I know what she's thinking, I know what they are up to, rather than just break down those shards and just sit together and discuss what is the situation, what is it that I feel, and what is going to be the better or the best solution in the given situation. So the communication has not to be on what, I think or what I want to prove, but rather what looks the best for the given situation. And with this communication, we also have to understand, that majority of the times, whenever I'm into this EAPs and whenever I'm talking to the employees, I figure out that people do not listen. When somebody is speaking, people are more into thinking, what do I have to answer? How am I supposed to defend myself? How am I supposed to, disarm, the statement just made by the other person? So in communication, we need to listen rather than to defend ourselves. And having the communication skills, having the proper communication channels, looking out for the solutions, like we always feel and think, that the problem is coming from the outside, but it's not the outside. It's always, how am I perceiving it? How am I looking at the situation and the person speaking to me? So it's always, that rather than looking, having the locus of control, of what the external environment is giving me, rather we need to focus on what is it in me that is making me think like this. What is in me that, is making me do this? Is it really my way, or is it that I'm trying to, defend myself? Am I feeling offensive? And with, the current times, I would say the current times and not the current generation, so please hear that clearly. In the current times, whatever anyone says, there is a big hulabu about the rights, human rights, the rights of, each gender, everyone, that we often tend to take things in an offensive way. So rather than going into the offensive way, rather than, thinking, that you have crossed the limits or something, both the parties need to think, what repercussions is my action going to have? What repercussions my actions are going to have? What repercussion my speech is going to have? So if we can be a little mindful, that will help us a long way. At the same time, we have to again focus internally. What is it that we want to do and what is it that we cannot do? Whether if there is anything, that we can contribute, if I can change, if I can take the ownership of my action. So being aware, self-aware about what is it in me that is changing, that can be the key solution to many of the problems that they are facing, whether be it the emotional issues, whether be it, the communication issues, the misunderstanding issues, anything. And what we need to tell all the generations throughout, who are working together, of having a mindset, having and choosing what mindset we want to carry on, whether we want to have a fixed mindset, wherein we have a fixed belief systems, wherein we have our generalizations, wherein we have our assumptions, and we always think, that I am right, I know everything. Whereas having a growth mindset, which says that I'm ready to learn, I'm hungry for learning, I'm ready to change my views, I'm ready to challenge myself, I'm ready to challenge the other person's perspectives too. But the end result is that I want to grow rather than being stagnated. And if this growth mindset can be adapted by each of the generation which are working with each other, then a lot of barriers would be broken, a lot of obstacles, would be eased off. Because until and unless we just stick up and we just stay with that mindset, it does not help us at all. So working on the mindsets of people, giving them the opportunity to look within themselves, to see what is it in them that keeps going on, and what is it in them that is not helping for their progress, for their work progress, is something, we need to change the dimension, we need to change the narrative for them. Rather than giving them all about you, it has to be we, for the place that we are working in, for the company that we are working in. moving ahead, a little bit of tips on how we can manage, this diversity of the generations. Let us accept and acknowledge that each generations have their positives, recognize what the positives are, and let's make the best use of the strengths that they carry. Also, have a growth mindset by having to work on their areas of development. Here I'm reiterating on areas of development rather than saying shortfalls or weaknesses, because it's not weakness, but it's something that, where we can develop ourselves. So life is a life learning opportunity. We can learn as long as we are ready to learn. So having, always something, the feedback, what Dr. Busrai said, giving them a feedback, what is it that they can learn, what is it that they can upskill, and giving them those opportunities for that. Give them the benefits, not only in terms of the monetary, but give them the benefits that can help them sail through their issues. Because as listening to both the speakers, both the speakers were saying, that there has been a melting pot of the time of working, the way of working, the dressing up, the relationships. There has been a revolution that we all are going through. There's an uncertainty that we all are going through, and everyone is trying to find their footholding in this. The younger lot is much more open in talking about it, going in for therapy, because being a psychologist, I'm on panel of a few of the MNCs wherein I do the employee assistant program. I have therapy sessions with the employees, and what I have seen, is that the younger lot are much more open to seeking help, to seeking therapy, whereas the older generation, the baby boomers or the generation X, they are not open. They say, that this is all fad, this is all luxury, we don't really need to open up to someone. But there's a difference, talking to a friend and talking to a therapist. That's a huge difference. We help the clients to understand what exactly is it bothering them. And if you keep something, hiding, or if you keep something, boxed in your own self for a long time, you tend to start developing diseases. That's where my forte of the mind body healing comes in, because we look at illnesses as something physiologically happening and affecting, but it's not just physiology. If you're not sorted here, it will definitely start playing an havoc in your body. So giving them the sobs, giving them the opportunities wherein they can grow themselves. Also also giving them, trying to understand it from there, that what is it that they are trying to look forward, what is it that they want from the company. It's not just, that we are here, to train them and that they are going to go, but yes, making the maximum utilization of their skills, of, the things that they have, and looking forward towards it. If we give them the something to look forward to, then they will be definitely happy to share. They will be definitely happy to grow. And it's not like, before, I hope I'm in the speaker's view. And it also has to be seen, that we have to be the one that we are learning and we are benefiting mutually. The company is benefiting from the employees, and the employees are benefiting from the company. And until and unless this give and take transaction keeps on happening on a positive note, the company is happy and the employees are happy to, be associated with the company. Whenever, people feel, that it's done and there's nothing more for me to progress or to learn here, then gone are the days, that people would be sticking into the chairs, for years together, if nothing, just warming it. It's gone are those days too. So be it any generation, but everybody's looking forward to growth and everybody's looking forward to certainty. Definitely, we are sailing through the most uncertain times, but still, trying to make hold our ground is something which is very important. And that is something, that the company also has to offer it to the employees. So that's it from me. I give the floor to Nupur, and I hope, we are going to move ahead for the Q&As and stuff. Thank you. Thank you for the